New Yorkers, people don't give a fuck about anybody there.
At all.
You could be getting stabbed. People are like, well, I mean, he shouldn't have been there. You get on a train and like no one's looking at each other. You know, you're trying not to make eye contact with anybody, right? I swear to God, every time I've gone on a train, I almost sat and cum. Somebody, I swear to God, the whole train is like, no! And I'm like, what? And they're like, it's cum. And I was like, oh, that's all it takes to get you people? Like, thank you guys. So I don't get cum on my pants? Thank you guys. Dude, people freak out. Like for cum on the fucking, they literally.
But it's a cum. But to his credit, it was like a cum passback, where it's like, all right, someone needs to alert the next people that there's cum there, otherwise someone's sitting in it.
Yeah,
it's a hot potato
so that's
with
where
cum.
New Yorkers band together.
I'm not even kidding. I'm 3 for 3 on getting on a train, and people go, oh, I'm not. And I look, it's just a puddle of cum. These people are coming, dude.
Hello, welcome back. Serving Sunshine. This is the 7th episode. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody had a happy new year. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Nick Wutch. Nick Wutch is in the building.
Happy New Year.
Yes, he says Happy New Year. And we got a little guest for you today, all the way from motherfucking New York. Himself, a good friend of mine, Mr. Brandon Barrera. Brandon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good to be here in this strip mall.
Yeah.
This Latino strip mall.
Well, you gave our secret away to everybody.
Yeah, now everyone knows where we're at.
Thanks a lot.
They still don't know where you're at.
No, they'll never find it. It's a bunch of rental quinceañera dresses.
Yeah, you guys are right under the dresses.
A lot of mannequins.
Yeah,
a lot of mannequins.
You can buy like chains with like a bedazzled gun, and
there's a random kava shop in the corner.
Dude, they're gonna remake Night at the Museum in this place. The whole place comes to life.
Night at the Miami Museum.
It's a bunch of Latino mannequins coming to life.
with bucket hats with hot dogs on it. And
just doing a conga line. Yeah. It's good to be here. Good to see you.
Yeah, hey.
Good to see you both.
Hey.
I see you too.
Yeah. What's been going on?
Nothing. Just for the viewers, I mean, why don't you tell a little bit about, people don't know you. Give us a little rundown. I already know enough. Tell the peeps.
Yeah. So I'm from South Florida. Originally grew up in Pembroke Pines. My whole life pretty much. Moved up to Tallahassee. Went to Florida State with these guys. That's where we all met. And then after college, moved to Los Angeles. Pursued the dream. Went to go do comedy. That sucked for 3 years, and then kind of found a rhythm, and then got a good opportunity to move to the middle of fucking nowhere, New Jersey, right next to New York City. And that's where I'm at right now. Comedy's going good, touring the world. Back home right now for the holidays. And headlining your show tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Friday, 27 Bar and Lounge show. Headline Brandon Barrera. And it's going to be a good time.
First Friday show.
Yep.
It'll be the first time I'm back at that bar since the shooting.
Oh, yes.
So you're with Brandon?
We were there. Dude. That's the joke. I've been saying that. Did I tell you the joke?
Dude, he said it at the comedy show.
I was going to say it at the show tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Have you already burned this?
I already said something, but
it's been a minute.
Who cares?
I'll talk about it.
Who cares?
Yeah.
We were both there.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
No one knows my perspective.
No.
Because I had a whole different experience. Did he not tell you my experience
No.
of this?
It was just his.
We were watching the UFC fight. I think it was like Patty the Baddie versus some loser. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I gotta go take a shit. Like I just had bad stomach. Like legit, like my stomach at the bar was like, oh, like am I about to go shit at the bar right now? Because like I don't do that.
At the 27
but I was like,
bar,
dude,
too.
but I was like,
when you gotta
oh
go,
my God, it's like really, it's coming out. And like I went to the bathroom and even when I got into the bathroom, I'm like pacing around for like a couple minutes where I'm like, am I about to actually shit at this bar right now? There's no fucking way. So I go, let me see how I feel after I take a piss. So I go take a piss and then I like still have to shit. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like there's no way. And then I did. I ended up taking a shit. Like actually I took a shit and I was sweating. Like, when you're at a bar and it's like hot in there, it's like, fuck, dude, let me just get this over with. I wipe, I go out, bar's empty. Like literally like, you could hear crickets, and the TVs are still on, and nobody's behind the bar. There's not a soul there.
It's like the apocalypse.
Dude, it was crazy. And I was like, you know, like Home Alone, where like Kevin McAllister wakes up and he goes, I made my family disappear. It was like that moment where you're just like, whoa, like thinking about shitting at the bar, like just scared away everybody. I walk out, and then Mitchell, the manager of the bar, a buddy of ours, he sees me, he goes, Brand, come on, we gotta go. I go, what? He goes, shooting. There was a shooting. Come on, we gotta go. Pulls me outside. I get out. Everybody's lined up like outside, like in the parking lot. Casey's there with like, you know, Griff, like all of our boys, and they go, oh, there he is. And I go, what happened? And they go, you missed all of it. Some guy got shot in the ass. And then you see this guy get carted away on a gurney. I assume he's the man who got shot, and he was just like, yeah, Broward, 954. We were all like, all right, let's go drink. I think Casey went in there to go get somebody's, he's like, I can't leave yet, and he went to go get a bartender's number.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah, that was his perspective.
They shut down the bar for the night, and then Casey was like, wait, they're shutting down the bar? I gotta close my tab.
Well, I was like, also, I want to get that girl's number.
Yeah, and you did.
I was like, she's so hot. And then what happened was, instead of, did he get shot in the ass? I thought he got shot in the.
I heard he got shot in the ass.
So he got shot.
You were there for that?
No, I was out of town and I got hit up by like 5 people. Like there was just a shooting at 27.
Yeah.
I was like, a serious shooting? They're like, yeah, someone got shot.
So
and someone goes, someone got shot in the ass. And I was like, well, it's kind
That's
of
gay.
anticlimactic. Yeah.
Hot take, bigger than Columbine in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody it was bigger than Columbine.
It was your Columbine.
I would have said the other school that's closer to our home, but I feel like it's still too soon.
Oh, you mean? We'll be right back after these messages. Dude, he came out of the stretcher when he got
Hot
shot.
start.
Everyone's
Hot
like, damn, he got shot. And everyone's like, oh man, they like felt bad for him. And he was like that. He was like, yeah, but he did the Kodak. He was like, yeah, look at me. And I go, oh my gosh. That girl's still in the bar. And I go, I want to get her. No, I need to close my tab out, but she's still there. I'm going to go in. And then Ant goes, he knows the girl. He's like, oh, dude, she's, I'm running in there. And I'm like, oh shit, she's still in there. He goes, dude, I do remember. She's still talking to my buddy. And I'm running in there and I go, all right, she'll be fine.
Yeah, you're like,
let's leave.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck her.
yeah. Is that what happened?
I was like, yeah, there's no point.
I thought you got her number though. In my head, I remember
DM'd her.
You DM'd her. You said, "Glad you're okay."
I said, glad you're okay.
Some guy gets shot in the ass. We're all sending each other, hey, thoughts and prayers. Hope you guys are good.
We did not know that he got shot in the ass until like days later.
Dude, I mean, first off,
You got to capitalize on that moment, though.
Well, we did. After that happened, we go, all right, well, we can't just go home now. The night was over. We were like, we should all just go home. And we were like, we can't just. And we went to the wharf.
Yeah, we're like, we're going to the wharf.
We went to the wharf, got blacked out.
And then and then everyone else acted like a drunk victim. They're like, oh, you were there? Oh, cool. Let's get drinks together.
Yeah, we survived. Dude, that's the craziest thing. It's just like, I don't know, when you survive like a little moment like that, even though like some guy got shot in the ass. I mean, you never know. The bullet could have ricocheted off of his ass.
Had more. He had more.
He could have had more in the tank.
He ran.
He could have been like, and that goes for all of you, and then sprayed everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the other night I came in on the 17th, and I landed at Fort Lauderdale Airport. And then when I landed, I texted our buddy. I'm not gonna say his name because of the rest of the story, but
Mike,
we'll call him Mike. Text me, and I've known Mike for 24 years now, and because he was picking me up from the airport, we were gonna go down to Miami to go to our buddy's Christmas party, and he texts me. I land, and he texts me. He goes, "Hey, did you land?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Where you at?" He goes, "You're not gonna believe this. There was a bomb threat in Terminal 1." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, dude. Like traffic's backed up. Like it's taking me like at least 2 hours to get to you. Like." It's going to be a little time. Like they probably won't even let you off the plane. And I was like, yeah, no way they'll let me off the plane. All of a sudden the pilot gets on the intercom and he's just like, yeah, welcome to Fort Lauderdale. Clear skies. You know, weather looks good for Christmas, just in time for the holidays. Anyway, just want to remind you guys, JetBlue starts flying to Dublin starting in March. Anyway, all right. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. See you later. We all get out of the airplane. Like we're all looking at our phones like, oh my God, like Osama bin Laden might be at like gate A32, you know what I mean? And we're just like, what the fuck? This guy's sending us out to fight Hamas. Yeah, this guy's sending us out to fight Hamas literally at Fort Lauderdale Airport. We're walking out. I'm texting Mike. I'm like, hey, they let us out early, you know, let's go. He's like still stuck in traffic, ends up getting to me literally 2 hours later. I get into his car and he goes, all right, we got to go celebrate. like this is crazy.
This is a reason to drink.
This is a reason to drink. So we went to Scarlett's.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Went to Scarlett's Cabaret, and we just dropped $500 on a table for two, got a bottle of Casamigos, blackout till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
At one point, a stripper comes up to me. She's like, so what's the occasion? What do you guys celebrate? And I'm like, we just survived a terrorist attack. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, come on. You got to lean into it, though. If these things happen, you got to go full victim.
What was the response?
She was like, what the fuck you talking about? I was like, yeah, bomb threat at fucking Terminal 1. They're like, what? Like, it's crazy. No one understands. You know what I mean? Because life just moves with the flow here in Florida. No one really cares.
It's
no
another
one
day at
stops
the
and looks.
office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's
It's
like, bomb threat.
Bounce
Jesus.
off.
Florida's
Good.
another day at the office.
Yeah.
So what? You just saw a stabbing? That's cool.
Yeah.
You have work tomorrow.
I have work tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, you got stabbed? Oh, so you met my neighbor. Nice.
Oh yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Pokey Bill.
So it's good to be back. It's good to be home. I miss this place, Can't stay here too long, though. I'm ready to go.
Really?
Yeah, ready to go. It's too nice.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
It's tempting
Too
to just be
relaxing.
lounged.
It's too relaxing.
Yeah.
I don't like that because I haven't done anything with my life to be like, I need to relax.
That's a good way to look at it.
You know what I mean?
course,
I haven't
of
earned it.
course.
I'm just like, now in New York, I'm not really doing anything either. You know what I mean? I'm just doing comedy every night, but that just means I'm in a bar.
Well, you're hosting.
Yeah,
You have a job aside from your job.
Yeah, like
So-
I'm finally like making some money doing this, which is nice. But like
Yeah.
it's just just money just to keep going, just like making sure I can eat. You know?
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
by eat you mean blow it on Europe.
Always going to Europe.
Yeah, just need some money to eat and run with the Bulls and do comedy in Greece and
Yeah.
Speaking of
That's
Europe,
so fun.
I had a question for that. When you're doing these shows over there, does the language barrier ever
No, never.
interfere with the material?
Never. Because Netflix and YouTube has like made it like so that everybody can enjoy comedy. So like the beauty of comedy over there is like you could be a nobody. You could like I could go to Romania. Like I know people who have gone to Romania with like less followers than I have on Instagram. And I hate to say that, but like that's kind of where it's at. Right?
No, you're just-
more followers
Go ahead.
means more shows, means more headlining gigs, whatever. But guys like me are going over to Romania, and they're selling out 4,000 people, theaters because all these people have like seen Netflix specials, YouTube specials, and they don't know who they are. They're not like, oh, we love Tim Dillon, we love Andrew Schultz. They're just like, oh, I just like comedy.
American
this is
comedian.
awesome.
right. They
And
want to
so
laugh.
they hear American comedian is coming to their little town, and they're like, we love this. Let's all go. And then you go and like, you do your thing, and they're ready. They're zoned in. Like in Berlin, it was like, I was just in Berlin in August, and like I did a show, at this little like tiny bar. It was like a candlelit bar, and like in the front row alone, it was like a girl from Argentina, a guy from Italy, guy from Romania, people from like straight up like Germany, It's like and they're all laughing just the same as if like you were in America.
That's sick.
Yeah. Except some people I did realize like in Scotland, like I did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last year, and like that's like a month-long festival where you do your show you do a show for 25 days. And I was doing an hour of comedy every day for 25 days. And I'd get some people in the crowd that like weren't laughing, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking bombing right now. And then after the show, they'd be like, oh, I had such a great time. You're amazing. Awesome.
The silent type.
And then you go, and then I would go, oh, but like, in jest, I'd be like, oh, you didn't laugh though. Like you weren't really laughing. And they go, oh, I didn't want to be rude. You know what I mean? It's just like, I didn't want to disrupt the show. And you're like, well, that's not how this works. Because now I want to go drink myself to sleep because you didn't laugh. You know what I mean? Like,
Not a
you just
piece of
ruined
art.
my night.
They treat you like they're looking at art. They're like, oh yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Dead silent crowd.
Yeah, I'm like, so anyway, my cock's really hairy. They're like,
The part about a man looking at your penis in the urinal. That really struck my ego.
yeah, exactly. They're like, wow, I can see how he got there. Yeah. No, it happens.
You got like a golf clap at the end.
Seriously. And like, that's kind of like in Spain, I noticed that too. Like in Barcelona, like, these people, because they're so new to comedy. That's such a new art
It's
form.
an unknown world.
Yeah, because comedy is an American art form. It is. Stand-up comedy is an American art form. Like, that's just a fact. It was started here, and then everywhere else is like years behind. Like, even if you go to like London, like all the people I met in London, great, funny guys, you know what I mean? But like the London like comedy community is just like, the jokes it's all just like about, a lot of it is like sex, drugs, rock and roll, and shitting on America. And you're just like, all right, like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Because that's all they, that's what they've found to be the funniest so far until they, like Dave Chappelle, right, has opened up a door to a type of comedy where like you can just be very introspective and just talk about like things that don't associate with each other and then find the common thing that does bring them together and make you go, oh shit, like I could write a joke like that now. That's crazy. Instead of going up there and being like, doesn't this lady have fat tits?
Right, it shows you new
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's range to like comedy in America, whereas like over abroad, it's like there's a lot of most of the places is just like people like just discovering like how to be funny on stage, if that makes sense.
Would you say it's at its peak right now, that it has like comedy as a whole so far?
No, I think it goes in circles. Like if you read like I read Lenny Bruce's book. It's called How to Talk Dirty and Get Away with It, and or How to Talk Dirty and Influence People, something like that. But there in that book, like the first page, he like talks about like, and this is 1950s. He was talking about like, if you're a girl with short hair, you're considered a lesbian. Or like if you smoke pot, you're a criminal. Like back then, like these were like thoughts that people still have, that still rings true today. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so it kind of just goes into a circle pretty much. But people just kind of like find different ways to talk about things now. So I don't think it ever peaks, but I think like it definitely finds like different like avenues that you can go down.
It's on the rise for sure, especially with like social media and everything, where people I think are kind of over like the cancel culture, I guess. So they want to hear outrageous shit. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
is what I've noticed.
Yeah, it's like comedy started as like outrageous talk. Like Lenny Bruce used to get arrested on stage for saying cocksucker. You know what I mean? So it was like now it like 2 years ago you could say it was kind of back to that, right? Like not in like that bit of like extreme. Whereas like you would go on stage, you would say something, it would offend people. And then people would be like, oh, yeah, like I'm offended. Fuck this guy. Let's cancel him. But now it's coming back to the rebellious days of like, oh, like Dave Chappelle's new special. I don't know if you watch it. It's called Dreamer. I mean, he's just going for it. Like, it's not necessarily the right thing. You know what I mean? But the guy's he's just goofing at this point. And he's just like beating up every fucking person that came after him. Because no one wants to take anybody's shit anymore. Everyone's like, fuck this. I want to talk about my shit. Fuck you. Whatever you think. Like, doesn't fucking matter. So it's like, until it goes back, it's always going to go back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. That's just what it is. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's kind of
no, not at all.
Connecting the dots.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So repeat everything you just said.
One more time.
But like I tell him all the time, I'm like, because Casey, he likes to go for it. He really he's not going up there and like screaming the N-word. You know what I mean? But like.
Go ahead.
But I'm like taking him, like the other night we went to a room down here at Villain Theater in Miami. It's a great spot. But I'm like, just for the sake of the room, just tailor your act to a place like this. Like, see if you could do a place like this where like they do censor things. You know what I mean? It's not like Spanx the Hog or 27 where you can just go wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a place where you kind of do have to kind of like tighten it up.
Clean your crowd.
And he had a good time. And he got offered a show out of it. It's just like, kind of just like, I don't know, if you're an upcoming comic, don't just shit on the places you don't like because you don't think you fit in there. Try to adapt and then, learn in those places. And then when you get to a point where you can like go off on your own and succeed, then you can shed those places from your life. But until then, it's like you got to kind of like
earn your stripes
and kind of embrace like every different kind of.
It's not about earning stripes. It's more of like it's the versatility, the like orthodox and unorthodox way of going into a room full of gay, black, Chinese, which is on my bucket list. But how you doing? No, it's just. But like white frat dudes to like black women to like. Like out of towner Kentucky people, like all that stuff is like, it's like that makes you a better comic.
Yeah.
But just trying different crowds where like, oh shit, this used to stick for these two, not this one. It's back to the lab.
Yeah.
Just get better.
And it's not even just like performing for like a place that's censoring you. It's like even like I performed at Soho House when I got down here, and it was like on Miami Beach, and performing for those people, that's a whole demographic of itself because those are all just kids that are rich.
Yeah.
And then comics are going up on stage, and before we're all talking, because I've never done Soho House show, but I've heard from people it's a very hard show.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because like you got comics going up there and being like, yeah, I drove my Camry here. None of you know anything about that, do ya? And then it's like, yeah, of course they fucking don't. And why would they laugh at that? Because they don't know what it's like to drive their Camry. Now they feel bad for you because you look like a sack of shit. It's just like you trying to. People go up and they think that the crowds are bad, but in reality, you just went up there and you separated yourself from them immediately. When in reality, you didn't have to do that. You could just talk about what's going on with you. And people are all human, though, as gay as it sounds. They'll just come to you, be like, "Oh yeah, I do have a problem, voting the same way as my parents." You know what I mean? Or like, I do, have a problem with my car right now, or like something stupid. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, my cock is small. It's like
relatable shit.
Yeah, really. I don't know. Like everybody can be. You can relate to. Dude, one of my favorite performances ever was doing comedy in North Dakota. I tell everybody, you got to go to North Dakota. Fargo, North Dakota is like one of the best places to do comedy.
Wow. The first person saying go to North Dakota.
Swear on my life,
dude. That's
swear on my life.
Different.
Yeah, swear on my life. These people they've never seen a skyscraper. And I'm going in there, I'm talking to them like I saw God. And they love it. You know what I mean? It's like, you can adapt to any fucking room. I will say, though, I've done some black rooms in the past. Woof. You know what I mean? I've had one time I was doing a show in Inglewood, California.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. And my buddies and I, we went there. It was called the Sugar Shack. And
that says it all.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That's say it without saying it.
And it was one of those mics where the guy goes, yeah, so you get 3 minutes, and if you're good, I'll let you do 5. He lit me right at 2 minutes.
What did you say?
First thing I said, well, there was a guy in the front row who was in a wheelchair, and everybody who was going up, they would go, give it up for Swaggy, Sandy, or whatever. They all had a name.
Give it up
and then this lady would go up and she'd be dancing because they had a DJ on the stage. They all have DJs
Give
on the
it up
stage.
for Golden Penis.
Yeah, and everybody's going up and they're like, yeah. And they're like, this guy won our competition last week. Give it up for Sticks. And everybody's like, Sticks.
Give it up for Message.
So they go, yeah. So they go, give it up. We got a newcomer. I'm sure he's gonna be great. Give it up for Brandon Barrera. And I go up.
No woos.
And I didn't dance.
No.
And I just went right to the mic. I grabbed it. I go, yeah, you don't want to see me dance. And they're all like, all right. And I go, yeah, Black Stephen Hawking knows exactly what I'm talking about. I pointed to the guy in the wheelchair. And they go, ooh. And I was like, anyway, I like Donald Trump. And then everybody was like, oh, no. And then I got away. Dude, it was miserable. And then when I got on stage, I'll never forget this. The host goes, man, some people, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I was like...
to the crowd?
To the crowd, he said that. Shit. And then I stuck around because I was with my buddy. He still had to go up. So I had, they were making good food outside. And I got some turkey burger sliders. That was it.
Wow.
And I just hung out.
That's the whitest thing you could order.
What was funny was, there was a
turkey burger.
There was a guy named Sticks, that is true, and he was the champion from the week before, but he didn't go up before me. He went up after me, and I was like, I had known that he was the champion. I was like, oh, let me see what this guy does.
Because
here's the thing, I don't mind bombing. Especially in a room like that, I want to learn. I want to learn how to tame a room like that. You know what I mean? So it's like you watch somebody who knows how to work a room like that, and you're like, all right, let me take some skills from that guy and kind of try to adapt it, into my own act. So I was like, oh, I'll watch Sticks, see what he did, to win him over, and I'll go from there. He gets up there and immediately he goes, start the music, and then the DJ starts the music again, and then he just starts taking off of his clothes, and he gets down to like one of those Borat mankinis.
Yeah.
And it was shiny gold, and the crowd is on their feet woo, woo, woo.
And that's comedy.
And I was like, well, I could have done that.
Yeah.
I do that with my friends.
Yeah.
Sticks rode a motorcycle there. I'm thinking this guy's some hard body fucking guy. I'm like, this guy, are you kidding me?
African America's Got Talent.
Literally, yeah. And then so I was like, all right, I was like, Sugar Shack can kick rocks, but some places you can just go, all right, that's bullshit, but
I feel like you gotta make a comeback there.
Yeah, right. I think about it all the time. I should go.
Redemption. Where was it?
Inglewood, California.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like GTA.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, it was right next to a Church's Chicken.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Damn. I did one like that at the hookah, a hookah lounge. It was called I don't know, Smoke Weed and Sell Guns Hookah Lounge, we'll just call it. And you just walk in.
My favorite place.
Yeah.
Sounds
SW and Sell J. You walk in there and it's a big nightclub. They have VIP for hookah lounge, and it was a black girl's birthday, and boy did she bring a posse. I mean, they had a busload of women that just looked like they were built like, and the same color. Their outfits were all like different Laffy Taffies. Mm-hmm. They all looked like a hot red or a hot pink.
Yeah,
they matched their hair with their fit. It was real Cardi B type music video. Walking in there, and they're like, yeah, we heard about this open mic. And we walked in, we got it from Eventbrite. It was like all black, and then just the only comics that signed up were me and my 4 other Irish white friends. And so you have like an O'Sullivan, an O'Malley, an O'Dwyer, and a Graves, and a Tellini, like an Italian.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, next we got O'Dwyer. And like all of a sudden, like he had to go up, right? And then all of a sudden he went up, and he's like, like chicks eating box, Boston girls eating box. And like, what the hell this white boy talking about?
Yeah.
Boo!
Yeah.
He bombed. Then the DJ, it was like Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. There was a DJ behind you, so if you sucked, he had a soundboard.
He just play you
so
off.
He was trolling you and play you off. And you just hear,
yeah.
And he walked off, and in between each comic, you had a dancer, like someone would dance.
Yeah.
And so I had to follow a Michael Jackson impersonator. And he was black, but he powdered his face white.
He white-faced?
So he white-faced like Dave Chappelle Anchorman.
Yeah.
And just went and did the moonwalk and everything so hard on crack. And they were loving it. And another day. And then I just get on and I'm like, ha ha. Good thing we don't have that guy around anymore. How you guys doing? Guy was creepy, huh? And one black girl goes, hey, leave Michael alone.
He's a household name here.
And it was like I pissed off the wrong bear.
Yeah.
And that was that. They didn't like any of us. And like in between sets, they were like, another one, give it up for O'Sullivan. Oh shit, how many white people we got on this damn comedy thing? Okay, whatever. O'Sullivan, get up here. And they like were giving up. So I was like, this was fun. And then we ate at Burger King.
Yeah, they're like, how did you guys find us? You know what I mean? Like, this is our thing.
It was the most quiet Burger King meal.
Get some Filet-O-Fishes.
Yeah. Throw it at the place.
Yeah. I mean, I told a joke one time and somebody in the background just goes, "Ba-dun-tss," and I was just like, kill me. Just kill me right now.
Wow.
Somebody just fucking shoot me.
My favorite one was when you go, hey, my old boss is in the crowd.
Oh,
fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
Was he actually in the crowd?
That was my old boss, yeah.
How'd that go?
It was good, yeah. After the show, he's like, dude, sounds like it's going good out there. I was like, yeah, it's going great. It was my first time coming back to L.A. from New York, and my buddies I caddied with in L.A., they were running a show at like this, at the Fourth Wall Cafe. It's this cafe over there. And so my bosses, I guess, like frequented the show, but I didn't know that. So when I showed up, I saw them in the audience. And I was like standing off the side. And I go, oh my God, Joe's here. Are you fucking kidding me? And my buddy goes, yeah. And I go, I'm going to get him as soon as I go up. And I went up and did that. And for those who don't know, I just went up and I was just like, Joe. And everybody's like, he's like, hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you. And I was like, it's my old fucking boss, everybody. And then he goes, yeah, man, how you been? I go, fuck you. Yeah. And then there's another clip of that, but I didn't end up using it because it did not land at all. Like, the guys, and I've never told anybody this. The guy sitting next to him was my coworker, my old coworker. His name was Mark. We called him Tank. He used to drive trucks in Fallujah, and he had bad PTSD, like to the point where like we'd be walking around a golf course and like around the green, you got to like make sure to scan like people don't leave their clubs or their wedges right while they're putting, and so we're walking around the green like whatever, and I just hear fuck. And I look over and he like jumped over this wedge and I go, dude, what's up? You all right? And he goes, yeah, sometimes like my PTSD kicks in. I think like some golf clubs are like landmines. And I'm like, Jesus. And so at the show, after I said, oh, it was my boss, Joe, fuck you. I look over, I go, Mark? And he goes, hey, what's up, bud? I go, yo, this guy's got PTSD from the war. And everybody was just like, dude. And I was like, all right, I'll start the show.
You thought you were like so hot.
Yeah.
You were like, you like that? Fuck you, boss.
I was like,
wait till I make fun of the fucking war veteran.
Yeah, I was like, anyway, I was on this game show with Joey Fatone. Yeah. So it's just, I was like, oh, you'll let me say fuck you to my boss, but PTSD is too far? Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So some stuff, it's just funny to see like what lands, like what doesn't land, you know, sometimes.
Adapting to the crowd.
Yeah.
Brandon always made me go to this one place, the Fourth Wall in LA. Like I was doing acting and I was like, I don't want to be a comedy guy. I don't want to do comedy. I never really like saw that avenue, and I was like, I want to act. I'm going to be a theater guy. And then I'll like go to these like meet and greets, and like there was like gay directors like, oh, you want to like audition for this part? I was like, this is fucking weird. And Brandon was always hitting me up. He's like, what are you doing, wasting your time doing acting? Come on, you want to do comedy.
No, he wasn't wasting his time doing acting. He just was in an environment where like he wasn't able to grow because he's a particular guy. You know what I mean? He's going in there.
Stop.
And like, he's going in there and they're like, the first rule of like any place of like performance, they're like, hey, just try not to fuck the other actors. And he's like, already fucked too. And I'm like, well, that's not good. And then he's also going in there like being himself fully, which he needs to be. You know what I mean? But like, these people don't want him to be him. These are all like thespians, like people like who have done acting for a while or not acting at all. Like just people he would never hang out with. You know what I mean? And he would just come to me and like we'd hang out, and then you know it was great. It was like, oh, we're just boys from back home, you know. And he's like, he would tell me things like, oh, it's great to like just hang out with you guys because like at this school he paid thousands of dollars for. It's not cheap to go to acting classes.
Yeah.
And he'd come and be like, it's great to just be like, just to hang out and be a fucking guy, you know, because it's like I'm in these classes. It's like
you weren't gay enough.
These people, not even that. It's just
Not
like
that.
not even the gayness. It's just like it's the just like the woke mentality of just like you just gotta everybody's the same person in those classes.
I got put in the principal's office because I told a kid to man up. I was like, come on, man up. And he like felt triggered. And then later on,
that's gay, dude.
Here's the crazy.
Not literally in the sense of that's gay.
Yeah, but like you see what I'm saying? Like he just like the woke mentality, like that's the. And then I find out later, like we had vulnerable day. Oh, that was fun.
Vulnerable day. And mind you, this is one of the best acting schools in LA.
Yeah,
it's like top 3. I don't know where it lands.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
You don't.
I'm not. But so we're believing that. For sure.
Go Raiders.
But he said, yeah, so I was I started acting at high school, and then I went over there and I was like, oh, I could just copy and paste this. And they were like, nah, you have to breathe and fuck men. And I was like, no.
Hey, Casey, glad you're here. Kiss that guy. You're like, we haven't even started. And they're like, yeah, we just assume you're going to get a script like that.
Yeah, how bad do you want it?
Yeah. There is like my buddy, my little in college told me that because he was a theater major at FSU. He was like, there is a day where like you do go into like theater class and like where like you do just kiss all day. You get like a partner and you just work on kissing.
Oh yeah, kissing class.
Yeah. No, there is. I swear. I swear to God, there's like a day where like I could swear on my life. I swear on my life that he told me one time there was like a class like you go in and they're like, okay, today we're gonna learn about kissing and scene. And then they would you like basically get partnered with like somebody for the day, and you're just like kissing them for like, dude.
Do they force you to partner up with another dude?
No, I think it's more like you just partner with like
it's whoever. And, but it's like that'd be a funny sketch where because like it's true where you're like, oh shit, there's only guys left. You're
Dude,
like,
I swear,
it's either fat girl with the one eye or men.
You're the last guy.
You're just picking sticks. You're picking straws.
Yeah,
sorry, Case, you're with Betsy.
Sorry, you're with Chris today.
Or if there's like an odd number, there's like one girl in front of the two guys.
Share?
Like in We're the Millers. Dude, yeah. I remember, so when I first moved to LA, there was a girl that I knew, a friend of mine from back here or whatever. She hit me up because she was out there acting. And she was like, hey, like, you know, I know you're here to like, you know, do comedy. Like I was going to school at the Groundlings, which is like a big like theater, comedy theater, whatever. It's like SNL training ground pretty much, right? And you take these classes there to pretty much, you know, get to a point where like one day you could audition for SNL. It's way much harder than that, but that's basic, you know, in layman terms, just, you know, summarize the Spark Notes for you. So I'm going to that school. She's going to that school.
I failed that school, by the way.
Yeah. So it's not easy. So I was doing good in that school. She was doing good in that school. She hit me up one day. She goes, and I had a crush on her. I was like, oh, like you know, I'm gonna call her Mike. Mike was, yeah. I was like, Mike was always so hot. You know
Mike's
what I mean?
getting
Like,
around, dude.
yeah, but at the time, like she was hooking up with a buddy of mine when I first met her. So like it was like shit, like whatever. Just timing was off. So we get to LA, whatever. She asked me one day. She goes, "Hey, I saw you in Groundlings. You were trying to act and do comedy." She goes, "I wrote this little comedy short. It's like a sketch. I'd love for you to be in it. It's just a 2-person sketch, just me, you, and then we're gonna have like one scene where we shoot my roommate, like sitting on the couch, and like that's it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." She's like, "Can I send you the script?" I go, "Yeah, absolutely." Sends me the script. I read it. It's just like, okay, character 1 and character 2 bust open the door and they're making out, and then the second beat. There's no lines. Okay, second beat. Right? They go. They get to the bed. You know, they rip off each other's clothes. They're making out on the bed, and the whole thing ended up being about like we're making out, about to have sex, and then at one point she goes into the bathroom, which is my bathroom, and then looks. And my toilet paper was upside down instead of on top. It was like it's like one of those things like, oh, like you do from the bottom with your toilet paper. I can't have sex with you. You know what I mean? But like, if you've ever shot anything, like you shot short films,
right?
You're taking multiple takes.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I had a crush on this girl before, and I'm like, and now we just get to kiss for like, we shot that for like 6 hours that we were just making out, and like, dude, like, I'm like, what is going on? I don't know how people do that all day. Because I'm falling in love with her all over again while we're kissing. I'm like, we should date. You know what I mean? Like, in real life.
Flip it in the waistband. Take 3.
Get this. She never aired the sketch. Never aired it. And then a couple years later, she worked at one of my favorite department stores. Not going to say which. And I go up to her because she would get discounts for
Dillard's.
me. She worked at JCPenney's.
She worked at Mike's.
And I went up to her and I go, "Mike, it's good to see you." And she goes, "Brad, it's good to see you." And I got a discount, whatever. And then she looked at her coworker and she goes, "Oh, this is Brandon. He's a buddy of mine from back home. He ghosted me after we shot this sketch where we just had to make out the entire time." And I was like, what? Because how unprofessional would it have been to just been like making out with you for 6 hours professionally and then afterwards be like, "Hey, so we should like get a drink." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a respect thing. Like, why? Because that's terrible. If like after that I go, "Cut. Hey, we should actually do this for real."
You didn't wait a couple days?
No, I mean, I didn't.
You know
what? Right? Yeah, you should have waited a couple days, exactly. But I didn't ask her at all. I was like, no, that'd be so unprofessional.
All right, so what happened? So you got called out for getting ghosted, and then
she actually was cast in this pretty big production for something.
Well,
a documentary.
You blew it.
And then now she has a boyfriend, probably the guy she's gonna marry. I haven't talked to her in years, since that day, probably. I think.
Send me your DM.
Yeah. Anyway,
Still think about it?
I'm gonna ruin her life.
I think about that moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's funny. Not like I'm not bothered by it. It's just funny. You know.
You should have been like, hey, because you could have vetted it out. All due respect, you could easily still be like, let's go grab a drink and like not do anything and see what's up. I mean, there's no harm, no foul in like fucking around afterwards, getting a casual drink.
At the time, though, you got to think I was 20. I was 22 years old, like just out of college. Like I was just like I was ready to just hit the ground running in LA, and like I was like, yeah, I want to act in a short film, and I was like, oh, and I get to fucking make out. Jesus Christ, all right, yeah, let's do it. I wasn't even thinking about like, oh, let's go out. I was like, she definitely doesn't want to go out with me, you know.
Damn.
Yeah. At the time, also, I was living in the Valley, which you remember. I was living in Van Nuys in a 3-bedroom apartment with a few buddies, and I was sharing a master bedroom with one of my best friends from back home. So it was like, and I'm still in that position now where like I don't really have a living situation. My living situation, I feel like directly affects like my love life, like in a way. Like he's seen it. It's a rat house.
Yeah. No, a rat house. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking 5th night, his roommate broke the fucking door.
Yeah,
broke with his shoe. He punched because he didn't have a key, so he got up to the fire exit, knew the secondary door, took his shoe off, put his fist through it, through the glass, got in, and then I had to go take a bag and tape it. And Brandon goes, "Well, at least we got some breeze. At least we got like a." We got a draft now.
You ever seen? Yeah, my other roommate, Mike.
Yeah, big Mike.
You ever seen?
Fuck Mike.
You ever seen Shameless?
No. That's the house.
I live in the. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's the Shameless house.
It's like those skinny townhouses.
I live in the Shameless house.
It's like if Cheaper by the Dozen went on welfare.
Yeah, it's a standalone house, but it's a shithole. basically what happened was
It's like dark wood.
Yeah, totally. It looks like it's like a picture of
house.
barn. It's like a haunted house barn. Yeah, and it was 7 of us live there, and
I didn't mind it.
You didn't mind it, but he got completely. That's the funny thing about Casey.
Definitely sick.
Casey
for 2 days.
No matter where I take Casey in this world, it says a lot about like my living, like how I live and my well being. Because like we'll go like we went to like Europe, and like by the 5th day, this guy is on his deathbed, and I'm like, "What's going on with you?" And he goes, "Dude, nobody lives like this. Nobody is just out there boozing till 4 or 5 in the morning every night this consecutively." He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, let's go out." And he's like, "Dude, I need to sleep." And like, it got to the point where like he was staying in the like our hostel, but it was in a separate room. And like, he would come out of his room and he's like, "God, this guy wants to kill me." And I was like, "Who is it?" He's like, "Some guy from Italy keeps telling me to cover my fucking mouth," because all he kept doing was hawking up a lung in his bed.
He was like an Italian twig, but I felt so bad for him because I was and he goes, "Mannaggia Gesù, cover your fucking mouth."
Yeah, mind you, it's a backpackers hostel, and like we're all like 26, 27 years old. He looks like a grown man. These are all like the travel backpackers hostels. They're like kids, dude. Yeah. Like literal like kids who are like trying to study abroad. Yeah. And they got this grown fucking
The whole place smelled like a fucking humane society. It smelled like a dog shelter. And we all had to share bathrooms. Everyone, the floors were sticky. Like you got to lock your shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sketch, but it was worth it. But I did get sick. They were fucking in the hostels. I had a guy, the same Italian guy that was yelling at me to cover my mask. He was fingering some girl in his little coffin-sized hostel.
Yeah.
You like that?
See?
Molto bella. Like, Jesus Christ.
See?
I was like, "Can you put a mask on?"
And then he said it in his language, "Can you put a mask on?"
Yeah. Everything has an A and an H after.
Jesus, ravioli.
Oh, if no Italia. I want the shirt.
Dude, yeah. And then we got to Greece and like he was still hawking up a lung. Got to the point where like it's like 7 in the morning, sun is rising. We're staying at like this shithole hotel. Now we're at a hotel. It was a shithole hotel.
Level up.
Right on the water though, like at the dock. It was the coolest. It was the coolest
You couldn't
view.
even have a better.
It was beautiful. And we wake up at 7 in the morning, just Case going, and then you like go back to sleep. And then you wake up again and go,
big whooping cough.
And I was like, I literally wake up, I go, "Casey." He goes, "What?" I go, "Go to the hospital." And he goes, "All right." And he gets up, puts on clothes, and walks to the hospital.
I walk to the hospital.
And then 3 hours later, I wake up. It's like 10 a.m. now. I go downstairs, and I literally just go downstairs, and there's this little cafe right next to a little cute cafe next to our hotel. I look over. He's there, just looking good as ever, eating like a nice like sunny side up eggs with some bacon, side of fruit, a little cup of coffee. I'm like, "Where you been?" He goes, "Where have you been? You're not waking up. Like, what's going on? You're waking up late." I'm like, "What? Are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, they shot something in my ass. I'm like, I'm good to go." I was like, "All right, cool."
What they give you?
They gave me like some steroids.
Yeah, literally. It was, like literally like right back to life.
They didn't shoot anything in my ass. For the record, it was they put suppositories in, and like a Pez dispenser. No, it was like like pills, like steroids. And dude, the cool thing about the Greek hospitals is like they don't wear scrubs. My chick,
they're all just in jeans.
She's in an Affliction with Rhinestones t-shirt, and she looks like Shakira. She's hot as fuck. She's got hips don't lie. She's got the fucking little vagina V to the abs that trimmed down with like the little like flowy sundress crop top, and she's like, "What is it? Which is? I don't know what's that."
You want to do Italian?
I wanted
to. What's the problem? And you're like, "Didn't I just see you in Spain?"
You just told me to put a mask on. Dude, what do I do? Tell him how we met. How we met like crazy. Like our buddy Juan. We met through Juan pretty much to LA.
Oh yeah. So I met Case like one time in college. Like he came over to my house because like his buddies were like my neighbors, I guess, but we never talked to our neighbors. But Case knew a bunch of friends of mine, so he came over to party with us. And then flash forward like, I don't know, like a year and a half later, I'm living in LA. And my buddy Juan, who is not with us anymore, he passed away. Shout out Juan. He would
have loved this mall.
It came out. He would have been a member. He would have the rewards card. So he comes and visits me, and then he's like, who's out here? I go, who? He goes, Casey Graves. I go, what? I go, get him on the phone. So he calls him.
FaceTimes.
Calls because he left a voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
He left him a voicemail. And he goes, Casey fucking Graves, you gotta come party with us, blah, blah, blah. And then, and then like the next day we woke up to like a call from Case, so like a message or whatever. And I think we all hung out that weekend too. And then that was kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't with Juan because Juan left.
Yeah, I think you hit me up later and we were like, oh, so you're living in LA too? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, thank fucking God.
Yeah, I was like, I need some fucking straight friends. And
yeah,
this sucks. Like I need a Florida man to Florida man kind of time. And you're like, get a St. Patrick onesie on.
Yeah.
We're going.
And then I was like,
no way, that was your first outing.
No, that wasn't the first one. That was one of them. Oh, this is a good one though. On St. Patty's Day, I was like, Case, come over. We're gonna get some we gotta get some outfits, whatever, at Target, and we'll go out on Santa Monica. And so he comes over. You brought like a big bottle of Jameson.
Yeah.
And we had like Guinness already, like pouring. I think we had Jameson already too. And like, we go to Target, and we find these like onesies, but they're like designed to look like overalls, like Irish overalls.
But they're like pajama onesies.
But they're pajama onesies. And then he brought over like wigs for us, like
bob wigs,
like green wigs like that. And he goes, we gotta wear these. And I was like, all right. So we all go out, we get to this bar, and like nobody's dressed up. Like we're the only ones like dressed up. There was one guy dressed like Jesus or like actual St. Patrick, whatever. Yeah. And like we show up and like we're already like kind of toasted.
Green afros, glasses, onesie.
Because from my place in the Valley, Van Nuys, to where we went in Santa Monica, it was 45 minutes, and we brought like drinks for the car for like the Uber ride, and we were just getting fucked up. So by the time we got there, we were already toasted. And then we got there, and then immediately people were giving us Irish car bombs. They're like, yeah, these guys look like the men, like whatever. Like, yeah. And so we were like, hell yeah.
Kind of a hack.
Dude, it got to the point where like we went. Did we go to a nail salon?
Yes.
We went to a nail salon.
Well, no, I was passed out in the front. They go, you got to get your buddy.
Oh, no. So this is okay. So we leave this place. It's called Jameson's. We leave this place called Jameson's. We go next door to the Victoria.
Yeah.
The Victoria.
Yeah.
Which is actually like a nice place. We get in, and I'm like walking around with my buddy Bryce, and like we're getting more fucked up, but like we're hanging, Yeah. And I get a tap on the shoulder. I look, and it's a security guard, and I go, what's up? He goes, yeah, it's just a shot in the dark, but I think your buddy's passed out under our tree. And I go, huh? And he goes, you got another one of you guys dressed like this? I go, yeah. Mind you, he's in a bob wig. Like, literally looks like an oversized man lady in this green onesie. And I look outside. I go, what tree? And the guy points like over there. And I look, and there's just a crowd of people like taking pictures as this guy looks like a hunched over like gorilla, like under this tree, like hibernating. I go, Jesus. I go over there, I go, Casey, get up. He's like, ah. I'm like, dude, we gotta go. We get him up. We go to a nail salon. We go to a nail salon and we get manis. We get some pedicures.
There's no fucking way.
I swear to God, we get some pedicures.
I have the video.
We get some pedicures, and like I legit am getting my nails like whatever, like done, or my feet done.
Bryce is trying to talk to that girl in Korean.
And then I look over and I hear this lady go, no. And I go, what happened? And she goes, he's puking in the foot bath. And he was literally, like, his head is in his hands, just like, oh. And he looks at me and he goes, he's just like, he's dying laughing. Mind you, he's bald at this point. He has no hair.
I shaved my whole head.
So he looks insane.
I look like a skinhead.
Coming down his hands, going down to his arms. He's bald. He's lost his bob wig, so his hair's off, and he's got veins just popping. He looks like a psychopath with just like chunks.
Dude, that's like a horror film.
Dude, it was disgusting. And those
ladies.
They had no idea what to do. And we were like, all right.
Wig off at this point?
Wig off.
Onesie down.
Onesie covered in puke. And JMO.
Yeah.
And I'm puking in the foot bucket.
Oh, yeah. That smelled crazy.
And she goes, oh, no. And she just like freaking out. She's, no. Okay, done. Or whatever. Like, then that was when we had to leave.
That was it.
And I had my Snapchat glasses on. So I had my camera glasses on, and I'm watching, and I'm like, next day, I'm like, oh, how bad was it? And you're like, oh, yeah? Yeah. And I look back and I just see in first person on my snap glasses, this lady goes, "You puke everywhere. Oh, no."
It's like the scene in The Hangover when they're checking the footage at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's exactly
like
it. And I see all those two idiots laughing. This was COVID.
No, and then
In California?
No, it wasn't COVID yet. It wasn't COVID yet. It was the year before.
Oh, okay.
It was 2019.
Okay.
And so I walk him. I order an Uber for him. I walk him, and I wasn't going to order the Uber on my phone. I was like, no fucking way. He's getting into my account.
Yeah.
And so I go, "What's your password?" Everywhere. He goes, "Nah," because when he gets blacked out, like he can't talk. So he looks at me. He's like, "Nah," and I have him like do like his password or whatever. And then I order an Uber. The guy shows up. It's a Prius. And this guy goes, "For Casey?" And I go, "Perfect." He's right here. And I throw him in there, and you hear this guy go, "Ah, shit." And I shut the door, and that was it. I go, "I'll call you tomorrow." And that was it. It drove off. And then I called him the next day, and he was like, "Dude, what happened?"
At work the next day.
He was a mess. What were you doing for work at that time?
Sales, software sales.
That's right. Yeah.
I walked to my work. Remember, I slept at your house.
Right.
Yeah. I end up going to your house. I just got dropped off because I puked again in that Prius.
Were you still living in Hollywood at that time? You were living in Hollywood
I was living in
at that place.
Yeah.
Off right around the corner from LA Fitness.
yeah.
Off Hollywood Boulevard. He had the perfect location.
Perfect.
Yeah, prime location.
Barbed wire around the fence so the homeless people couldn't climb into the pool and take a bath.
Yeah.
They have some impressive cardboard structures out there.
Oh, yeah.
The homeless people, it's crazy. I saw like a full house.
Yeah, of course.
We got so conditioned to that.
Yeah, we didn't matter.
Dude, the church, to one point, there was a church. I would do a jog to that Methodist church down there in Hollywood. And when you donate to the church, they renovate it and get new parts and get new pews and shit. And I would run, and they have squatters' rights in LA. So if it's like finders keepers, and the cops don't weepers. They're like, all right, they sit here now. This is their house. For some reason, that's their policy.
Yeah, like on Venice Beach, like the LA County borderline goes only as far as the Venice Boardwalk. So once they touch the sand, they're off LA County property. So they're allowed to have like, if you go to Venice Beach, there's like a part of it where it's just like all tents. They're just like all around for like miles. And because they can be there legally because the cops can't do anything about it. So I used to have a buddy who ran a bar on the Venice Beach boardwalk. And he would pay homeless people in food and booze to keep the crazy homeless people away. So he's like, "Hey, like you can eat here, drink here, like for free, like once a day, as long as you keep the crackheads like away from my clientele." Because like you'd be eating smart. Right here, and then right there you got like a guy who's like, you know what I mean? And
dinner and a show.
Cali's crazy with that shit. I was staying in Sacramento for like 3 months.
Oh, well, that place is a shithole.
Complete shithole.
Yeah.
And the house we were staying at, there was a giant field across, and it looked like it was a camping festival. It was just rows of homeless people.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and then in San Francisco, they have the Tenderloins. The Tenderloins is like a whole section of them where it's just like that's what they call it. It's like dude, it's called the Tenderloins. You can look it up. Look it up like after this. You can add it to the pod. Like Tenderloins is like this little like section where like they all like gather, and like it's like right outside of like skyscrapers. Like people who live in penthouses like they look down on these people. It's crazy, dude.
That's nuts.
The West Coast is wild.
They just throw clumps of bread from their apartment
like they're ducks.
New York's no better, but it's just like like New York's a little bit more like free. The homeless people out there are like a little more free.
Yeah.
Like they'll just put a mattress in the street and be like, "All right, this is my room now." And you're like, "No, this is 17th Street."
Yeah. Hey, is this subway seat okay to jack off on?
Dude, a couple things. First off, I watched late at night because like I'm walking around late at night doing comedy like at least till like 1 in the morning. Yeah. And like I watched a homeless couple like in a bed like on a mattress like literally like yawning like classic like family style like night honey all right, and they both fall asleep as I'm walking past. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Which funny thing you should say about the jerking off on the train. New Yorkers, I don't know. Do you go to New York a lot?
Yeah.
People don't give a fuck about anybody there.
At all.
Like you could be getting stabbed. People are like, well, I mean, he shouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have been standing there.
Yeah, it serves him right.
Right. Dude, you get on a train and like no one's looking at each other. You know, you're trying not to make eye contact with anybody, right? I swear to God, every time I've gone on a train, I almost sat and cum. Somebody, I swear to God, the whole train is like, no! And I'm like, what? And they're like, it's cum. And I was like, oh, that's all it takes to get you people? Like, thank you guys. So I don't get cum on my pants? Thank you guys. Dude, people freak out. Like for cum on the fucking, they literally.
But it's a cum. But he was. But to his credit, it was like a cum pass back, where it's like, all right, someone needs to alert the next people that there's cum there, otherwise someone's sitting in it.
Yeah,
it's a hot potato
so that's
with
where
cum.
New Yorkers band together.
I'm not even kidding. I'm 3 for 3 on getting on a train, and people go, oh, I'm not. And I look, it's just a puddle of cum. These people are coming, dude. They got loads.
They're coming. Tell them we're full.
You survived another attack.
Yeah.
A cum attack.
Yeah, dude. I'm
3 for 3.
Yeah,
kamikaze.
Yeah, kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
Dude, yeah. That place is interesting.
Golly, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if anything, we could wrap it up so we could go eat bolognese sauce.
Yeah. Just bowls of bolognese.
just sauce. We're getting a straw.
I get a bowl of sauce.
Sir, what would you be having? Do you got any tomato sauce? Anything you want to tell people that want to do comedy, or any advice you want to give, or something you would, I don't know, one of those cheesy little gay, like something you'd tell yourself a while ago that you knew now, or one of those, something you always wanted to say. Yeah, just do it and have fun. You know, that's as simple as it is, really. It's like, if you're, because like, you know, when I first started, it was miserable. You go up every night and you're like, this fucking sucks. And you're like, why would I come back the next day? But then you gotta look for like the little things that like make you want to enjoy it if you're not having a good time right off the bat, because that's normal. So like for me, it was like, I'd go up one night, I'd bomb. But then there was a kid there who ended up becoming one of my best friends, you know, he would go up and bomb, and then I'd be like, I'm not going back there. Fuck that, right? But then the next night I'd be like, let me just see who's on the list. And see his name's on there. I'm like, oh, this fucking idiot's on there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then soon enough, like you just start making friends, you know, because it's like you realize after a while that after you get through like the horrible feeling of going to an open mic, you realize that everybody's just there to like work on their shit. No one really cares if you're good or bad. So you know, don't give up. You know, keep going. Be in the hang. And don't take yourself too seriously. I think social media is just like, it's a detriment to a lot of people's careers, you know, because it's like you say one funny thing on stage, but then you started a couple days ago and you're like, oh, I want to post that on Instagram. It's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, you know, don't blow your load early. Wait for a subway. Yeah, just wait a little bit and enjoy it, because it's a craft. People don't understand it's a fucking craft. You know, it's not like karaoke where like you get to go up and like you're just killing it right away. You kill maybe the first time because all your friends are there, and then like the second time you go up, you're like, no, none of your friends are there, and you're like, oh, this actually is tough. You know, it's a skill. So wordsmiths, basically. Yeah. And then we always close the podcast out by asking our guests, what does YIFNO mean to you? Well, the acronym stands for it's fucking nice out, right? So to me, it's like it's spontaneity. It's like, you know, getting out there and trying something new, whether it's a trip, whether it's a new activity. Which is kind of what I'm all about, kind of at that stage of my life where like I'm always like, oh, like I don't like, I'll call Case, I'd be like, I just want to get out of the city. I want to go to France. I want to go to the French Alps. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what it means to me, pretty much. It's just like, I want to get out there. I want to go go see what's out there. I want to experience all of it. I want to meet new people, learn new things, and try everything. So, yeah, I like what you guys are doing. This is cool. Yeah, appreciate that. Bro. Yeah, of course. That was awesome. All right, well, that concludes our seventh episode of the Serving Sunshine podcast. And thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget that. That's very important to us. And appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys have a happy new year. Get out there. You heard the man.
Yo, it's fucking nice out. Yeah, I like that. I like YIFNO. That was pretty sick.